The Johnsky is a YouTube channel run by and run for people over the age of 13. People under the age of 13 should click off of this video right now, or watch with a parent or guardian. Viewer discretion is advised.
You don't scare me!
Mills is freaking Englishman. My name is King Prime. Welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at another brand new Jazwares The World of Halo action figure. That being the Jazwares World of Halo. Technically Halo 2, but now because of the way this package has been reworked, active camo, the Arbiter. But before we take a look at the figure, let me just say, if you want to look at the packaging, check out this review where I look at the packaging. I'm not going to look at it for all 6 of these figures from the 6-pack. That being said, here is the figure. But before we take a look at RB himself, let's take a look at what it comes with. This is a clear piece of plastic, and that is it. That is the entire. This is all. That's all I can say about this thing. This is obviously an energy sword, which is usually clear, but the difference with this being is that the handle is clear because this is an active camo variant, so you're not even supposed to see this unless it's Halo 1, in which case you can see it, but this isn't Halo 1, so never mind. It does, of course, have the pronounced tilt there, and technically the energy beams that connect either side of the sword traveling up as kind of a support mechanism so that the sword doesn't bend all that much. It is a bendy plastic, but it's actually more solid than I would normally be used to for even UNSC weapons. RB can, of course, hold it in either of his hands. He does have the strange little covenant hands like this, so you can slide that centerpiece into either of his hands and have him hold it just fine, and that is pretty much that. But now, moving on from that, Arbiter himself is an elite that is clear. That is pretty much it. But no, really, there is some pretty fantastic sculpted details all along this figure. You can get in close there. His eyes are in there. You just can barely see them because they are, again, painted, cast in this clear plastic. His mandibles, of course, have teeth on them and stuff like that. You can't see it. All of his Arbiter's armor has this very pronounced deep detailing going all the way down the arms, all the way down the legs, and other such places. But of course, being this figure, it doesn't actually have paint on it, which is very strange to me, especially considering the Halo 2 Arbiter that was released in the Jazwares World of Halo Series 5 was painted, and I believe is the same sculpt as this figure. I don't have easy access to it right now. I do have the Halo 3 Arbiter, and I don't know if these two are the same mold. If you do know, make sure you leave it down below in the comments. But I believe this is a new mold for the Halo 2 figure, and for whatever reason they've cast it in clear plastic, which is extremely annoying. I have seen some fantastic customs of this figure in his Halo 2 armor. Right there you can see it. I plan to do that eventually, but I have run into complications, which we will talk about in a second. But before we do that, let's take a look at the articulation of this figure. So, being an elite, this figure does have a little bit of a strange articulation point. It does have, of course, a ball-jointed head. It's just that because of the way elites articulate their necks, it's kind of in a strange way, so you can get them looking up and down, and that's pretty much it. So kind of limited there, but you do also get a side to side, which is cool. So you can, do the dog thing, which is hilarious. You also do get a pretty good range of motion at the shoulder all the way around and just a little bit out, which is unfortunate. This shoulder piece is hard plastic and does not flex at all. He does have a elbow bend, which actually can go about 90 degrees, which is pretty good for Jazwares standards. But of course, this is an elite, and they have long arms, so the cheating is real. This elbow does, of course, double as a swivel there. There's also a wrist swivel on either hand and a hinge in and out. As you can see, still no up and down joints, which sucks. He does have a very loose diaphragm joint, so you can get some very good range of motion there. But it's not so loose that it's going to wobble around on you. It's just very posable. Let's say that. He does have some articulation at the waist proper, just very hard to access here, and the reason why being his thighs, which, as you can see, mine is broken. Yep, I paid $60 for the 6-pack, and I get a broken figure. Yippee. So that's kind of going to hinder me from from customizing this thing. This broke a while ago. This broke almost out of the packaging. Being clear plastic, of course, it is kind of fragile. This figure proved the rule, so to speak, and I'm very upset about it. But at this point, I'm just rolling with the punches with this set. So of course he does have, and mind the angle there as the leg pops off again, articulation at the thighs on those ball joints, which are nice to see, as well as a thigh swivel. Just be careful or else you're going to break yours just like I broke mine. Now, Arbiter does actually have a double jointed knee. It's just that it works kind of differently than any regular UNSC or traditional human figure. He has a bend at his upper knee and then at his lower knee. So you got that kind of chicken stance thing going there. Not very much articulation, but it is there, of course. So you can have super straight leg Arbiter, which is hella cursed. Or you can have the regular chicken-legged elite Arbiter, which is fine. He does also have a foot down and foot up joint, as well as a ankle pivot, and that is pretty much it. So overall, strange articulation, but honestly, it's kind of what I expect for an elite figure. I've handled a few Jazwares elites at this point, and this Arbiter figure is no different than any one of those. Now let's bring in some other figures so I can show you exactly what Arbiter looks like next to a few others. Freeze frame. Freeze frame on freeze, and here is the Arbiter next to our previous Halo review. The Jazwares World of Halo 2 Master Chief, who is pretty... this doesn't seem right. I think it's just because of how I have Arbiter posed. I think I obviously can make him taller. That seems about right. That seems accurate. Here he is next to a regular UNSC figure like a Marine here from Halo 3. And here's Arbiter next to another figure that we see often, our friend, the golden standard of action figures himself, Dark Times Darth Vader, who, as you can see, yeah, Arby's a big boy, which is accurate, and by no means is it not, but as you can see, there's a great difference between those two figures, for sure. But that's enough for the size comparison. Let's move on to my final thoughts so I can tell you exactly what I think about this figure. Freeze frame.
He was a great leader.
His hands bore the blood of thousands of children.
Slay.
Freeze frame unfreeze. So overall, this figure, to be completely honest, is a mystery to me. I think that this is a fantastic sculpt, but the implementation of it in this Big Shot Battle Pack is absolutely atrocious. I do not like the active camo variants. I know now we have a Master Chief and an Arbiter, which, makes sense in the long run because they're the dynamic duo of the franchise. However, I just don't like this figure at all. Maybe I'm just sour because it broke on me. And again, that wasn't my fault. It broke right out of the packaging, which is a common Jazwares L. However, the fact that in the regular Wave 5 release of World of Halo that we got a painted Arbiter makes me wonder why the hell we didn't get it in this pack. It would have been a logical answer to the Halo 2 Master Chief and the technically Halo 2 ODST, so I just don't understand why we didn't get one for this pack. That being said, I'm happy to have the Arbiter again. It's an anathema to reason to me. Jazwares, why you keep doing the things you do while pumping out awesome figures like Chief and then a mid one like this one in Johnson. I just can't wrap my head around it. That being said, though, if you like this figure, or you like the Arbiter, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 5, which I don't know why you would, or Halo in general, make sure you share this video with your friends, share it with your Facebook groups, all that good stuff. If you like the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Keeps helping the channel grow, keeps helping me bump out this content. That's going to be pretty much it for this time, my friends. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, peace.